All right, everybody. I'm JB. I'm here with Joey and
What's
Chris.
up, everybody?
Yep.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, we are CJ Squared Sports and stuff. And tonight we talk about some sports. We already spent plenty of time talking about some stuff, so I guess it'll be all sports from this point on. Tonight, our topics for you guys. First, we're going to start off with what the big thing is right now, and that's the NCAA tournament. NCAA tournament, of course, is going crazy, chaos. Right now, we got a couple of questions I'm gonna throw to Joey and Chris, and I'm gonna answer when it comes back to me. First question is, what is your biggest takeaway from the tournament so far, this weekend's games?
Joey, you want to take it?
I definitely will go first. I would have to say, with this year's tournament, the biggest thing that is going on, of course, is, well, number one, we are lacking the true blue bloods that are going on, but the double-digit seeds that are making their runs, going further, doing as well as they have been doing. That's big time news. Clearly, there is parity in college basketball, which may not be good for the actual game. It depends on who you're actually asking. If you really want parity in college basketball, or do you want the top dogs to always dominate and do what top dogs used to, as what we've known in the history of college basketball?
Okay.
Well, let me get in on this. So mine, I would say probably just first of all, we had a normal schedule with all the COVID. I think that they're normally 3 to 4 days apart. I think that the lack of fans and the longer delay in this year's schedule, I think it's showing up in the slow starts, because I noticed that none of the teams so far, I don't know if Alabama covered, but none of the teams on the over-unders, none of them went over. So that's showing you there, what is that, 7 games so far, and none of them have gone over. So that's showing you're probably looking at just, I wouldn't say that the skill level's down. I think that COVID has now, and it could be that the skill is down, but I think that also you're just getting fans, I think, get teams running and gunning a little bit. So it's just a lot different of a tournament than we're used to. And these guys playing in front of way less people. It just seems like it's sloppier ball, but at the same time, it's still making for good games, I would say. And also just the fact that how good Gonzaga is compared to everybody else. I told Joey today, the saying is, good teams win, great teams cover. And no matter what they're setting the line for Gonzaga, they just keep covering. Everyone else is having to beat you in multiple ways. You look at a team like Baylor yesterday, gets blown out in the first half. They come back and then they have to come out and play different style. Houston's the same way. They come out and they play different. They play in that against Syracuse in that zone. Gonzaga's doing whatever they want. It really just does not matter. And they're just, it looks almost like they're just bored out there because they're just so much more talented.
Yeah. Okay. So my takeaway is you say parity, you say slow starts. Is it defense maybe? Because some of these teams are playing some real good defense, but I do think it's some of the shooting too. I mean, the talent is not there the way it used to be. Especially, we can go back a couple of years and the top players, all the top players are not staying. They're leaving. Like, you think about the kids who are playing in the G League right now, right? A couple of those guys, imagine them being on a team. And it's just not happening. But some of these teams are playing D, and some of these good teams are covering. Baylor did cover. Right. They came back and covered. Houston covered. Unfortunately, they beat my
condolences to you, Jay.
Yeah. And Gonzaga, I mean, like you said, man, Gonzaga is just and they're rolling. It's looking like who's going to stop them. Joey, I want to comment on what you said earlier, though. Not comment, but comment on you per se. Do you think you are an NBA player? Why are you talking with your mouth covered like this, like you were telling a secret to somebody? So I just wanted, that's how you started talking. You was like, yeah, what I think is the NCAA.
You didn't hear me? You didn't hear
I
me?
can hear you, but I was like, dude, watch too much NBA. All right. So
That's not like Shaq.
well, and what another point is, it looks like the year of guys transferring. They're saying Grimes. You look at Baylor is loaded with transfers, and you mentioned that Yahoo article you read where it looks like you get guys now are just saying, you know what, if I'm on a team that I'm not playing right away, I'm just gone and I'm going to go to it. There's too much talent out there and there's too much spots to be playing, and you can be a superstar on another team. So you're, like Joey said, the parity is coming. I think it is good. It makes for a good tournament because you want to root for, as much as I'm a UNC fan, it's good to root for. It's good to root for some of these other teams. It's good to root for, and looking at UNC now and Duke and Carolina, there might be some hard times ahead for those teams because they're just not rolling out these guys like they used to be able to
5 stars. But one other takeaway that we didn't mention is that the Pac-12 was huge. Better than people
Give
thought.
Give them their credit.
They're gonna have they guaranteed now to have 3 teams in the Elite 8.
Absolutely. And everybody was dogging them. I mean, you look at Oregon State. I mean, that's huge. Oregon State's going to be the first team ever, I think, to pick last in their conference and then go and make the Elite 8. So,
Gary Payton is somewhere going crazy right
now. I know. And then you got the game going on right now with Oregon and USC. Some bad blood. Mobley said they took their championship from them, and
it's on, baby.
Right now the game is 13-9. Oregon, so it's going to be a close game. Also, next question: what do you predict? What 4 teams do you guys think is going to be in the Final Four right now?
So what's the rundown? It's so tomorrow's games.
So right now, tomorrow you have Baylor versus Arkansas, and Houston versus Oregon State, and you're definitely going to have Michigan versus UCLA, and you're going to have Gonzaga versus UCLA.
Gonzaga versus UCLA. Yeah.
Gonzaga.
No, it's Michigan UCLA.
So
Gonzaga.
UCLA. That's it.
Michigan UCLA, and Gonzaga
plays the winner of this game.
Oh, this game is going on now.
So we might as well pencil that. We might as well pencil that in.
Don't make that mistake.
And it's crazy.
What you got for your Final Four picks, Joey, right now?
Well, clearly Gonzaga looks like the #1 overall team. It looks like they are well on their way to winning this all. But after today, after one of my picks didn't go so well, I was very impressed with the way that Michigan handled Florida State. They really handled Florida State. Florida State didn't even look like they belonged on the same floor as Michigan. Michigan looked excellent today. And if there's going to be
that's without Livers,
that could possibly give Michigan that could possibly give the Zags problems. I mean, Michigan has been doing this the entire year.
Yeah.
I didn't trust them, but they've been doing this the entire year. I think they really proved something today.
All right, so you got Gonzaga and Michigan. What about the other side of the bracket?
Gonzaga, Michigan, and I'm going to go. Baylor definitely turned it up the other nights. They definitely did. Baylor looks really athletic also. I really like the athleticism they have throughout their entire team. So I'm going to pencil them in.
Okay.
Oregon State's Cinderella story is going to come to an end.
Oh, okay.
Against Houston. Houston's going to.
So
they got a veteran coach. Samson's been there, done that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put
3 1s and a 2 going. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
As I said earlier, there's no way all these #1 seeds are going to make it to the Final Four. And I got 3 of them going now.
It's the year of the 1 seed so far.
Yes, it is.
Let me see. So I'll go definitely Gonzaga.
Yeah.
I can't see UCLA beating Michigan. I just Michigan just looks too good. Let me see. I've been on the Arkansas train. I actually picked them to make my finals. So some of that was just trying to leverage my bets, but I'll probably I mean, looking at Baylor and being able to play the way they did, and defensively they are really good. Arkansas likes to get out and run. Arkansas has been struggling though. They haven't looked great this tournament.
Yeah, they
but just
last game.
yeah, I mean, is that because who'd they play the round before that? Was that when they played Texas Tech, right? Yeah, they played Texas
that was
Tech,
it.
And they were losing in that game. And then they were losing they were losing in the first round. They were down by 15 or something. So is it one of those things where, you know, they're just hanging on every week?
Yeah.
And this week they're not the most talented team on the floor against Baylor. Baylor's got more NBA talent. Plus, you look at, I saw Moody, their best player, was shooting like 32% from the field, so they got to get him going.
Mm-hmm.
But just to be different than Joey, I'll take Arkansas because we can't all have the same team. And then give me Houston. I can't see Oregon State. I mean, it'd be a sweet story if Oregon State can do it.
Be an amazing story.
Yeah, I mean, but then they said every year for like the past couple of years, a 7 seed or higher has made it. Mm-hmm. So, you know, who knows? I mean, the way this tournament has been, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody comes in and shocks us, but I'm still going Houston there. So mine is a 1, 1, 2, and a 3. I'm going out on a limb with a 2 and a 3.
Okay.
What do you got, JB?
For me, I'm just going to, you know, I got Gonzaga, even though if there's any team that can take Gonzaga down, it's probably going to be USC or maybe Oregon. But, I mean, they got the talent at USC to do it. But I'm going with the Zags. Of course, I'm going with the Baylor Bears because they got those guards and they play that defense. That last game, they came out the second half, only made 1 3-pointer and still pulled that game out because they attacked the rim and they made free throws and they changed. They weren't making shots, so they said, you know what, let's change our game up. And they did it, and they came out on top against a tough Nova team, right? And a great coach in Jay Wright.
Absolutely.
And I think by seeing Houston play against Syracuse and just finish them off, I think Houston is going to have enough to end Oregon State's Cinderella run. So, I mean, it's a 1, 1, 1, and a 2 as well. I mean, my bracket, I had a 1, 1, 1, and a 1, but Illinois, of course, lost to Marty.
Nice to Illinois. Yeah, right. Chicago, right. That's who they lose to. They lost to the Loyola.
Yeah, yes, they did.
Lost to. Yeah, that was Joey's special right there. Loyola Chicago, right? And it just
it was.
Oregon State. But anyway, so awesome. All right, so you know we got our final 4 picks. We'll come back next week and kind of talk about them because we get a chance. They'll be there, and I just know. So we'll see.
I really want. There's always, you know, we got different. You know, as far as college basketball goes, college basketball is changing a lot more than the old days.
What's going to change?
Wonder what did they do when big changes happen? You have to adapt. Nick Saban is on top because he adapts to every single situation that happens.
No, I disagree with you. Nick Saban is on top because he recruits. He gets 24 to 25 5-star.
He adapts, JB.
I mean,
he adapts.
I disagree.
The game changes.
I disagree.
Coach K's got to adapt. Williams got to adapt.
Changed his game plan and how he plays, yes, but he hasn't changed his recruiting methods, and he's still bringing in these superstars.
That is true.
That's college football. We're not talking about college football.
But I would say the landscape will change once college basketball starts to make rules. If they pay these players, if they start to maybe, that's when you're going to see guys who aren't going to go to sit on the bench at Kentucky and ride the pine when they can go to a mid-level school and be a superstar, a big fish in a small pond. You're going to get the Quentin Grimes at Houston as opposed to leaving Kansas. Yeah. That's when you're going to start getting the big changes. And then it's whoever can do that the best.
There is that one kid. There's a one kid. I don't know his name, and I have it next time we meet. There's a one kid. He's a 5-star prospect that committed to Howard University, I believe.
Oh,
Yes, he did. I remember him. Yes.
That's one. I mean, so I think he's a 10th grader this year. 10th grader, I believe.
It's Thon. Is that the Makers? Thon Makers?
No, I gotta look it up. I'll look it up.
That's the Thon Makers brother. The guy who was in the NBA on Milwaukee.
Remember, I think remember he was a thing.
He definitely was like
I saw him working out trying to be like Dirk. What happened to Thon Maker?
Yeah, he's like,
all right, so we'll have our top NBA ghosts one week. Where are they now?
That'll be a bracket.
5 stars. Where are they now?
As a 5-star in grade.
All right, so we're still on the NCAA, and but I know we're coming up to the end, but I gotta cover 2 more things: our parlay picks and the NCAA pool. So our parlay picks say that that Joey shouldn't bet any money on anything because
Crawford, you walk, JB.
Of our picks, Joey has only 4 right.
Out of how many?
This is out of 16.
Okay. Got to crawl before you walk.
Yes, 4 correct.
So whatever Joey says, if you're betting money, do the opposite.
At least, Chris, at least you would break even because right now you have 8 if USC wins. If UAC loses, you only have 7, and Joey will only have 3. So
okay.
And me right now, I'm sitting at 10, and if USC wins, I have 11.
Hey, if you're making a profit.
Yeah, I'm making a little bit of money, but
you got double digits.
Okay. I think the one thing, the Zags been covering, that's been a good thing. So the Zags been kind of saving me, right?
Yeah.
So I'm talking about my tourney pick'em NCAA tournament right now. Right now, I'm sitting in 2nd and 4th place right now. So let me just, the game just ended. Let me see where I'm sitting at. I'm sitting at 2nd place, and I'm sitting at the most points to game. Nobody can, if my teams win, if Gonzaga wins, nobody can score more points than me, it looks like. And I'm sitting at 4th place too. And if my 4th place team, Joey, if Baylor wins, I win as well. So, but I would be remiss if I didn't let you know where Joey's sitting. Let me scroll down all the way to go. Let's see. Keep going.
Let me remind everybody that COVID has dominated this entire season. And I blame COVID for my foolishness.
Oh, Lord. I was lost.
COVID is the winner again.
Joey is sitting right now, Chris, at 42nd place.
Oh, geez. How many teams does he have left?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. He's at 47.
I got 1 left.
Let me tell you.
I got 1.
Let me click on him.
Let me guess. Gonzaga?
Let me see who he has left.
That's it.
I know he had Ohio State.
Yeah, he has Gonzaga. That's it.
That's it.
There you go.
His final 4 was Gonzaga, Florida State, Ohio State, Oklahoma State.
I love.
He loves the states. That's because he teaches at social studies. He can't help himself. He loves those states.
Yeah, I mean,
over states.
No wonder you were riding Florida State.
Woo, boy. Okay. All right. All right. So we do have 2. We're gonna have 2 picks we're gonna make tonight here, and then we'll do the other 2 picks for the Elite 8 offline. Okay, so right now we got Baylor and Arkansas. The line right now was 7.5. Who you got, Joe?
Joe, are you going first?
It's going to be tighter.
Okay.
And keep in mind, go against what I say, but I'm reading this clearly now. I can see it. I can see this being really tight. Arkansas, Baylor will not cover it. It will be a much closer game.
Okay, you got Arkansas. So Chris, who you got?
Well, Well, I already picked Arkansas to win, so
I think you do know. I feel it.
they're
on,
blowing
Chris.
past the 7.5.
Go on, Chris.
So they're covering. And it's Oregon State.
Hold on.
Man, they're not giving Arkansas.
Hold on, Chris. I didn't do my pick yet for that game.
Okay. Oh, you're going for the first. You're going for just the first one. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. So guess what? You know who I'm picking, right? I'm picking on Baylor Bears.
Oh, well, you need
better.
that.
Yeah, I've been down there in Waco, man. I know how they do.
Man, they're loaded though. So
they are.
Man, they're not giving Arkansas any respect.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, you're looking at the lines. It's a 7.5, and Oregon State is a 7.5.
Yeah,
right.
Oregon State. Last time I checked, it was 8. But if you got it at 7.5, but you got it right now.
Yeah, I was just looking, but I mean, it's whatever book. So if you want to go 8, but even still, that's just no respect for a 3 seed. They're not giving Arkansas any respect. I mean, they haven't really deserved it. They haven't blown anyone out yet. So they're struggling. Joey, who you
like? This isn't 40 minutes of hell that we're playing.
Yeah.
I don't see Nolan Richardson on that bench over there. Why?
Scotty Thurman.
So they got Musselman, though, I believe, right? Is it Musselman?
Yeah, they do.
There.
Yeah,
they do.
Scotty Thurman's not coming through.
They're like, Scotty Thurman's not.
Willis Williamson ain't coming up.
Willis Williamson's not rolling through that door.
Big nasty.
Todd Day, none of those guys, right? No Todd Day.
Oh man,
Bill Clinton's not playing the saxophone in the stands over there.
Yeah, Bill Clinton is killing it.
Baylor, that's a line. So who you got for Houston and Oregon State? Who you guys got? It's going to be a defensive struggle. Is Houston going to blow these guys out?
JB, it will be, the clock will be striking 12. And Oregon State will be running in the streets trying to get back to where they were supposed to be. The slipper will be coming off, and they will be going back to.
Okay, so you got Houston with their 7.5. Okay,
Houston will be the evil stepsisters.
Okay.
Beating up on Cinderella.
Okay, Chris, you up?
I'm taking. I would have thought this line would have been a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Let me go. I'll go Houston.
Okay. Well, I'm going against y'all again because I'm already up, so I can't lose. Right? I'm already up.
You up, JB? You up?
I'm going Oregon State. All right, I'm going Oregon State just to be different. No other reason but to be different. That's it. No other reason, right? No rhyme or reason. They may get blown out, but
hey, it's working. It's working for you.
It is.
Why am I picking with Joey?
Hey, I don't know.
Have I not learned?
Going with Joey, and he ain't really doing too well.
Yeah, and I'm following him, so I should know.
Parental advisory.
All right.
So picking spreads. Be careful.
So our NCAA section has gone over a little bit. So
no, we're all right.
To my man Chris, talk about that NBA real quick.
Yeah, so big week in the NBA. It's the trade deadline has come and gone. So we're talking about the best and worst of the which team did the best and which team did the worst. So what are we, Joe? You want to start this off? Which team do you think had the best trade deadline moves or lack of?
Well, start with the best, Joey.
Okay, let me go with the best first.
Yeah, go with
then I will come back. I have to come back with my lack of, because I got one that's going to stump everything.
Okay.
I got one that's going to stump everything. But in my opinion, I think the best trade, even though it's probably not, it's not going to be the sexiest trade that happened, but I think that the Los Angeles Clippers took care of business and finally got a true point guard that can settle their offense and give Kawhi the break that he needs from setting the entire thing. I was not afraid of the Clippers when the season started. I thought the Clippers were actually better last year. Now they have a true floor general. He doesn't look like he did last year, but he wasn't playing with the Hawks. I don't know why he went there anyway. He went there to get paid, which is fine. But now he's in a playoff atmosphere. He's got two horses. The Clippers are scary again. That was a great trade that the Clippers made to get a floor general there to go along with the two horses. Job well done, Clippers.
Okay. Can I first? Can I say something, Joey? Atlanta is a playoff team. They're in the East, so Atlanta is a playoff team. Even though they're getting blown out tonight, they are a playoff team. They about to be 500. Since they got Nate McMillan, they are on a playoff path. So, but I see your point, but I disagree. I would say there are two winners. One winner is a winner for now and a winner for the future. Right? I think I'm gonna steal Chris's too. I think I see it in his eyes. I'm gonna steal his. But right now, believe it or not, I think the trade deadline winner was the Nets. And for now, here's the reason why. The Nets made their trade early for Harden.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with you.
Yeah. I'm saying I'm not done, right? But they didn't make any moves. And they still got Blake Griffin and they still got LaMarcus Aldridge. So, I mean, what did they need? They needed some more bigs. They only had, when they traded away the big kid Allen, they had no big except DeAndre Jordan. So now they can go big. They can go real big, or they can go slightly big, or small ball. But now they have a lot of options, right?
I mean, neither of those two are great on the defensive end, but I think they're just saying, just come and outscore us, right? Yeah. That's basically what it looks like they're doing.
So and then the biggest winner, unless they do a Celtics job and screw it up, is the Thunder. You got 17 first-round picks over the next 7 years. You got 17 second-round picks over the next 7 years. And you still got young, talented players right now. Right? You got young talent. So you're going to have so many options and so many things to build around. The difficult part is bringing in free agents, because the Thunder, the one thing about them, they have all these picks, they set up, but they were set up back in the day when they had Harden, Durant, and Westbrook, but they decided to break that up. How? You have 3 future MVPs and you break it up? So the Thunder is set, but can they, use those picks and become a great team and become a better franchise? And or are they going to go the route of trading all these guys away and not really accomplishing much, even though they have all these pieces?
Right.
That's how I see it.
All right. So you did, you took mine. You took mine, because I'm an OKC guy, and I completely agree. I think that I think getting Austin Rivers for them and not moving Horford, obviously they're sitting him, they're going to move him eventually. So that's just more picks. I think Tony Bradley's a guy that they're probably going to he's going to start getting minutes just because they just need bigs right now. Yeah. So they can play him out, see if he's somebody they want to go around in the future. I think they're loaded, like Joey said earlier, to maybe move up in the draft in the upcoming. I'm actually surprised you guys didn't go with my other one, which was Miami. I think that getting Oladipo, now he's not an Oladipo from a couple years ago, but I think that getting him is, I wouldn't say it's a splash, but it's they're definitely in win right now mode. Mm-hmm. So to me, you got to go get guys who can just score buckets. Because their identity has not necessarily been right. They're the tough team and you look at the Nets, you got to score to beat them. Yeah. Oladipo, it's a roll of the dice. He's a guy who, at his ceiling, which he's probably not going to be there, but he's a guy who is an all-star level player. We see what he can do, because that's the only way. It probably goes through the Nets, right? At this point, you're not going to be able to come out of there and just play bully ball and try to slow them down. So I don't necessarily know if it doesn't move them to be above the Nets, but at the same time, I think it's a move. They give up Olynyk, which is not that. Avery Bradley, he's a 3-and-D guy, but he's nothing. Mm-hmm. So I think that, to me, I I think it's a good roll of the dice to move it, because if not, you're already in win mode now, right? They're trying to win right now. So to me, I think it's a good move. Who knows if it's going to pay off? But and they also got Belizia, right, for Harkless, which is Belizia is not a bad player
from the Kings. Yep.
Yeah. So to me, I think that they're trying. It's kind of like it's for with OKC. I think it's one of those things in Miami. You're either attempting to win right now, or you're just blowing it up and trying to win for the future. There's so many teams right here in the middle area. So at least Miami is trying to say, we're going to go for another championship. You know what I mean? I'd rather do that instead of just sit there and go, well, we're just average and we don't have a shot, but we're the Wizards and we're just sitting in the middle.
Every
you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
They're sitting in the middle. They're sitting on the outside.
They're like on the outside of even the middle. They're in the worst possible spot, which is a classic Washington team. All right, Joey, what's your worst team trade deadline wise?
Well, not based on the actual trade. Well, the trade deadline, even though they did something decent, but the biggest loser of the trade deadline is clearly the Philadelphia 76ers. They lost on January 14th, the day James Harden went to the Brooklyn Nets. They lost when they decided that Ben Simmons is going to be the man for them to go along with the big man. That's when they actually lost. I like that they brought in a guard that has been in every big game in the NBA. They brought in a guard that can hit an open three when you got to double down on Embiid. They got a guard that is not afraid of taking really big shots. But in the end, they put their trust in Ben Simmons. I do not trust him. They should have done whatever they could have done. I know that JB mentioned something about, well, maybe Houston didn't want to deal with Morey since he was there, since he worked with Houston before. But look, bottom line is you do whatever you can to make sure that Brooklyn does not get him. If James Harden is on Philly right now, the East is wide open.
Yeah,
the East is wide open.
No, it's not. No, it's not wide open. It's a lock. Philly would have, if they had Embiid, Tobias Harris, James Harden, and the other pieces they had around them, they'd be the favorites.
They definitely would be.
Yes.
And now Brooklyn will be the favorites for the next 2 to 3 years.
Well, all right. That's where
barring injuries don't happen, barring Kyrie is in the right mental state.
Oh, that's definitely.
And that's another reason why I think the Heat, just grabbing a tough player, the Heat make up as far as mentally, they are a tough team. They're going to do everything that they can to mess Kyrie's mind up. That's one thing that they're going to try to.
I think Philadelphia is kind of entering that realm too of tough-minded team, because I think they take on the road. Taking on the personality of the coach.
Absolutely.
Because Doc Rivers is tough. I mean, because they have still been winning without Embiid playing.
They have.
Notice that they haven't been playing slouch teams, right? They have been playing good teams and still winning. Joey, you took one of mine. I was going to say the Sixers, but not for your reasons. I was going to say because they didn't add anybody at the trade deadline. I think with the Nets stacking up everything, they needed to add, like I said, a 3-and-D guy, somebody they could trust that can play D, not stop somebody, but slow somebody down.
Right.
Be a trustworthy shooter, right? Because when you have Embiid in there, when Embiid's on the bench, you post up Simmons, and you want to open the floor for Simmons too, because Embiid can stretch the floor as well. You want to give Ben Simmons as much space as possible to drive the lanes and do his thing. So you need.
He doesn't practice.
So who you want him to make like a Norman Powell? That would have been perfect.
Yeah, Norman Powell.
Definitely.
Norman Powell has been a great acquisition for them, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, good enough 3-point shooter, adequate enough defender.
Right.
But also I think the biggest losers out of all this are the Rockets.
Oh, clearly.
I mean, because they have thrown away draft picks. They could have kept Allen. No, they could have kept Levert.
How did they not get him?
Yeah, they gave him away.
Well, and now
bring in Oladipo and then trade him for who they trade him for?
That was Olynyk. Avery Bradley. That was that one.
Kevin.
So, like, what's going on in Houston?
I mean,
What is going on in Houston?
That if you look at what they got, then when you break it down for what they got for James Harden, it's like they've got a couple picks, right? And then Olynyk, Avery Bradley, and I mean, really nothing for a generational type of player.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what they got. They're a complete disaster right now.
Yeah.
You know, it looked bad when James Harden looked like a selfish guy. The writing was on the wall for him because he must have known there was bad days ahead for that team because he was one now.
He just really at the beginning of the season, he just really like.
Yeah, he did not want to be there.
He wasn't in his right mind to be playing basketball with that team.
Yeah, I mean because I think he's probably
he wants to win. A lot of money, so you get pay a lot of money. So that shouldn't have been the case, but it was. But at least he bounced back with the Nets, right?
I mean he's playing at an MVP level right now.
Yeah,
yes he is.
My team is I went with the Warriors. Because I think that just down the road, they're not looking good at all. To me, Oubre is a 1-year guy right now, and they didn't they haven't locked him up, and they didn't move him. I think that's a guy. There's plenty of teams that need an Oubre, right?
Really?
They're in the luxury tax. They're the highest luxury tax right now. So you're probably not going to be able to sign Oubre back, right? You're looking at Curry just continues to get hurt. Klay Thompson is coming off of an ACL tear. You got Draymond seems to be getting worse. What is he, a single double guy?
The greatest defender in NBA history, you mean?
Yeah, but he's not the same guy anymore. And we've seen him have to try to carry any type of offensive load. I just think they're at a bad spot right now moving forward. To me, you decide they're what I talked about. They're stuck right now because they don't really have a direction. They don't know if they want to make a run with those guys with that core that they've had, you know, and like and they're not to say they're a bad team, all healthy. They're a good team, but I just think that coming up, they're already strapped with the luxury tax. Mm-hmm. I just think they're in a bad spot. So to me, you move Oubre along. They're not going to win this year. And then you can get maybe some younger pieces. Even then, you flip them later if you want to make another run. But because to me, I think they could have gotten value with Oubre. So to not move him, I feel like there's definitely plenty of teams that would have, like just how we talked about Philadelphia. You know, they would have loved somebody like that.
Right.
So there's plenty of teams that would have made a move for Oubre, and they hold on to him but he's not going to be there anyway. So what's the point? You know? So I just feel like I still think Houston is the obvious awful. They're just a mess right now. But
Houston, dumpster fire. You can't see that. That's
fire. That's Houston right now.
Dumpster
oh my
fire
God.
right there. There's Houston right there.
Yeah, they are a complete mess. To get that, I mean, we'll talk about trades later, but that's got to go down as one of the worst. That will set that franchise back for years right now to lose that level of guy. So, JB, we made some NBA picks. Do you want to go over some of those?
Oh yeah. So we made some NBA picks as a group over there. Made some NBA picks. I mean, we didn't do a bad. You know, these weren't against the spread. It was just straight up picks. We got 13 right now. We got 12 out of 18, which it's not bad. I think what really killed us. I'm looking the Celtics, right? I mean, Celtics killed us because we picked them against the Bucks and the Bucks won, and then the Heat and the Pelicans and the Mavericks, Joey's boy Luka busted up as usual. The the Mavericks killed us. They lost both of their games this week. They played, I think both against.
They didn't play either one of them.
Yeah. And
and that's the problem picking so early.
I know.
Is you're gonna run. The NBA this year is worse than normal. I mean, NBA is. I hate the fact that they don't have to announce when players are sitting way earlier, and just the way that and COVID has made it even worse. All this like, like we can sit a guy and don't really have to announce it. So to try to pick the NBA, even that day is hard to do, let alone half a week or so earlier. So I wouldn't even say we did awful knowing that.
No, we did pretty good. I think really, I mean, I can't see the
what was the best team? What did they do? Like the best picker? How many?
The best person. I think. Hold on. Let me see. Let me put everybody on here.
17.
No, I think because it may. Yeah. Hold on. I think the best person had. Yeah. If the Nuggets win, they'll have 17 out of 19 right.
Jeez, they were
they started off bad. They lost 2 on the first night, and then after that, just bam.
Just hitting them all.
It's how it is sometimes. You get hot. You get. I mean, with this, it's luck.
Yeah,
it's luck. When you picking early and you don't get to see who's playing and you don't know what's going on. But I think the good thing is you're not picking with the spread, but you are. You are picking early. You are picking early, and then when you have people who don't play, that kind of throws everything kind of out of whack.
There was a wrench in there.
But
we before we go on to the next up, we definitely want to talk about a huge fantasy matchup this week.
Fantasy, I think
we had a number 1.
Am I lagging?
Fantasy basketball matchup with number 1. One of us was number 1 in this room, and number 2, JB versus Joey. And fellas, tell me how's that going?
Okay,
Who's taking that?
I think I'm lagging, but that'd be crazy. Chris, you got that good connection tonight, buddy.
That's right.
So you haven't even.
I've improved.
Yeah, your connection is on point, right? But so let me break it down. First of all, in fantasy basketball, there is no excuses. If your players don't play, that's not my problem. That's your problem. Make adjustments, right?
What?
Make adjustments. Make adjustments. And right now, as we are I'm looking at the matchup right now. Joey is getting manhandled 9-4. And he'll say, well, Luka didn't play.
Facts.
Joey, how are you losing? You're behind almost 200 minutes and you're losing turnovers. How
you know who my Chris is that a rhetorical question? You know who my point guard is. You know who my point guard is.
Then put him on the bench.
Absolutely not. He has played his butt off the entire month of March.
I don't know, man. I mean, and you got to look at it this way, Joey. My best player not even playing.
That is true.
My best player.
He may not play anymore.
Hey, guess what? I'm still deadly.
You know what? Okay.
He might not play, but I still have the horses to carry me to the finish line. I still have Zion. Have you checked Devin Booker's stats since the All-Star break? Have you checked them?
Booker's balling.
Okay.
Zion shot like 80% the other night?
Yes, he's the first player, and I saw he's the last player since Shaq to win to have 4 straight games of shooting over 65%.
And speaking of players, and I made a bet today on BetMGM. And in Virginia, betting is legal online, so don't worry about that, anybody.
Thank you, liberals.
Yeah. Oh, Joey. Nah,
Okay.
we're not doing politics. Lord have mercy. No religion. We're not doing either one. No religion, no politics. Okay.
Don't sneak them in.
Right? None of that stuff. Okay. But anyway, so I did a bet today. It was Devin Booker, Devontae Graham, Terry Rozier make 3 threes. They all made I think Booker and Rozier made 4 apiece, and Graham made like 6 or 7.
Hey,
Oh,
Jack,
geez.
And I happen to have Rozier and Booker on my team. And that was one category that Joey was winning until tonight.
You
yes,
flipped
I was winning. I knew that this wasn't going to be my week towards the
Did
end.
you, Joey? Did you really?
Which is fine, because the last time I checked, you don't win the fantasy basketball championship on March the 28th,
Joey,
2021.
when is the last time you defeated me in fantasy basketball?
It's been a little bit.
Okay. Are we in the same division?
But come playoff time,
Are we in the same division?
yes, we are. I'm still chasing you.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
still chasing you,
Again?
and I will continue
Again?
the hunt for Red October.
Hey,
I
you're
will
right. You're right. It doesn't.
Sean
It
Connery.
doesn't matter until the playoffs start. You're right. Okay. But when the playoffs start,
Coming after you, JB.
if I get Kevin Durant back,
Watch out.
watch
You're
out.
gonna have problems.
Because here's the thing.
KD is going to disappoint you.
Here's the thing, though. But you gotta have young horses who are hungry.
Yes, you
I
do.
got some hungry horses, boy. That Anthony Edwards, he's hungry, man.
Yes, he is.
He's hungry. And I didn't mention Sabonis.
Who you didn't want to give him up either.
No,
I got you.
no, and
You know
then
what?
your boy, you wanted so bad, Michael Porter too. He's still putting in work, and he gonna score 18 to 20 a night, no turnovers.
That Gordon trade might hurt him a little bit though. But we'll
It
see.
could hurt him a little bit.
He was still in the starting lineup. I saw the lineup. They still had him and Gordon. So
My horses are just grazing. They're just grazing around. They're just
I mean,
yeah.
Luka
They're the cattle
didn't
out there.
play
Still.
for you. I mean, you got Malik Beasley back, and he shot like 1 for
That's what Malik Beasley does.
3 for
Yeah.
19.
He's getting was he in prison?
Yeah,
No,
no, he
was suspended because he got charged. And he got suspended.
he got charged.
He
You know
wasn't
what?
he wasn't in prison.
He'll get loving from
He got
Scottie
suspended
Pippen's
though.
ex-wife. Once
Yeah.
he gets his loving from Scottie Pippen's ex-wife, he will be fine.
Jesus, man, what's wrong with these? No comment. You guys, they want to do it in their personal life. They want to put it out there. That's their business.
They sure do.
I'll tell you.
Right out there.
I got JB next week. I think.
Oh, I got you next week. So usually our games.
Oh,
My
usually,
horses-
you
my
have
horses-
to pull this off. You
my
have to
horses are
win
getting
this, Chris,
ready.
because
Let me see who you
we
got.
can't have him come back on here.
you
Back
got.
up, beat
Let me
us.
see. Yeah, I'm looking at you. Got a couple of my own.
I got my horses are
Ooh, yeah.
I get you the retreads. Don't let me beat you with Keldon Johnson.
I know, right? I mean, you got some players.
Well, Anthony Davis is killing me, but I
Yeah.
already know that when you draft Anthony Davis, you know that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what's
You
coming
have to
with
win.
him.
This is a must win, Chris. This is a
Oh,
this is a
my
must
my
win.
horses are in the stable right now, just waiting for a call up.
Strictly for bragging
They're hearing
rights.
that.
I love being the person everybody wants to beat, though. I mean, it's just. We gotta be froze.
Here we go.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Lord, I'm back. I'm back.
You all right?
Am
You're
I?
there.
Yeah.
All right,
My connection.
you're
Anyway,
good.
That's what happens, man. You first starting out. We got no production team. We got
You're the,
Yeah.
you're the production.
Now
baby.
I'm the strong.
we gotta do what we gotta do. So, yeah, I got Chris next week. I mean, Chris is
Must
a
win, Chris.
couple years ago.
Yeah, so we'll update.
Chris
We'll
beat
update that
me.
next weekend. Hopefully.
Yeah, Chris beat me in the finals 2-3 years ago. Yeah, I think all my
Yeah. Couple
Detroit,
years ago.
that was a bitter pill to swallow. But
Yeah, but I don't think my horse is this, but I'll do my best.
yeah, but my
For Joey,
domination
Chris.
of Joey has been consistent, so that's all good.
Yeah.
I've
Congratulations,
dominated you, Joey.
Big win. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's a big win because now I'm
Big
gonna
win.
stretch my lead out to 18 games.
Yes, you will.
I'll take that. Last year it was 33 games at one point.
Oh, we were lucky for
We're not
COVID.
talking about last
Yeah,
year.
it was. Listen, I look at my roster last year. It wasn't going to matter, COVID or not. I was going to win. Okay, if I didn't win, it had to be a miracle. I'm sorry.
Likely.
I had Luka. I had James Harden. I had Jaylen Brown. I had Sabonis. I had Tobias Harris. I forgot what else I had. I had horses. Like
you were definitely loaded.
Yeah, somebody let Luka go in the second round. That's what happened.
Yeah,
Somebody's like, "Oh, Luka ain't gonna do nothing."
You definitely
Luka Doncic. Because I picked first. No, I picked second. Somebody picked Giannis first, and I picked James Harden second.
Okay.
And all the way at pick 23, Luka was still sitting there.
Fell right to your lap.
I was like, what?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Now he's a top 3 pick.
I know, and he's doing work for Joey. No, he's not.
Please don't, Chris.
You don't like your team, Joey.
You've got to win this matchup, Chris.
I got you.
Some players got to be on the right person's team to put in work. It happens. Like in fantasy football, it happens. Like you pick a player up, does nothing. He get him.
It does happen. Trust me. I know.
Yeah. All
right,
Joey, you want to get into the next segment?
Yes, let's move on, y'all. We are you all know you will know that every time CJ Square has a production coming, we have a little segment called Bracket Rankings where we take a topic and rank them out, having them going in a tournament style, like our own CJ Square Elite 8 based on what the actual topic is.
And it's our opinion, so don't get mad. It's our opinion.
But majority wins. Majority
wins. Okay.
It's not like we are the know-it-alls. We just have opinions like everybody else.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So
what's this topic?
In honor of the NBA trade deadline, one of the most exciting things that happen in professional sports, the NBA trade deadline, we have decided to have a bracket on what we thought are the top 8 trade deadline deals in NBA history.
Oh, the past 10 years.
In the past
in the last decade.
Excuse me. And maybe not necessarily trade deadline deals. These are just trades. Just trades in honor of the trade deadline. So I will list them off, and of course we will go through it to make our picks of what we think is the better trade. So of course I will get going, Craig.
What's the first matchup?
The very first matchup we will go to the number 1 seed in our trade deadline bracket is the Anthony Davis to Lakers versus
Kevin Love to Cleveland.
Say that one more time.
No, versus Kevin Love to Cleveland.
Versus Kevin Love to the
Can I go first on this one? I haven't gone first yet. All right.
Yeah.
Joey, you went first on both topics. You went first
on
both topics, Joey.
He's got to be first.
Listen, on this 1 to 8 matchup, I am going with the 8th seed. And this is why. Listen, the Lakers have a history of champions at LA. They win championships. They have banners hanging up. Anthony Davis joined LeBron. Kevin Love joined LeBron. But here's the biggest difference, you guys. Cleveland did not have a championship ever. Kevin Love coming to Cleveland gave them or helped them get that first and only championship for the Cavs. So it has to be underdog beating on this one. There's no way Anthony Davis trade to LA, which was a good trade, good play, great player, but LA has a history of championships.
So you're saying because lack of championships elsewhere and success, you go underdog.
Yeah, I got to. When I'm talking about trades, right?
Yeah,
that's just me. Right?
Okay.
I mean, y'all may disagree, but I'm looking at that trade like, okay.
No, I mean, it's a good point.
Go there, do they win?
I mean, it's success-wise, they're similar. I think this is a tough one. I think for me, I'm going to go AD only because I think the longevity, I think he stays there and he is elite for them for multiple years. And it will, I think they can still build around them even if LeBron leaves, where Kevin Love now has turned into just when he's not injured, he's turned into just a pretty solid player. I think Anthony Davis now is a guy who, even if LeBron goes, people will still want to play in LA and still want to play with him. So I'm taking the 1 seed here. So Joey, you're the tiebreaker. This is a good one.
Chris going with the number 1 seed, JB going with the number 8 seed. In this, I'm going to add in that the reason why I'm going to go with the Lakers AD trade is because I did a little research on what came back afterwards, and I compared them, and what the Pelicans have gotten from the AD trade and what they're going to possibly do in the future with that is trumping everything that Minnesota now has as a result of the Kevin Love trade, which is pretty much nothing.
So you like it because it looks good on both sides.
In this case, it looks much better on, yes. The Lakers, they both ended up getting titles out of it, but the Pelicans also are loaded with.
You like the win-win.
Yes. So therefore, I will go with the number 1 seed there.
Okay.
What about Anthony Bennett? He doesn't.
Anthony Bennett. As a matter of fact, they said that Anthony Bennett coming over in that trade, they were wowed that they were actually going to be getting two number 1 picks. Okay, with Anthony Bennett and
but then does that not make Cleveland just the Cleveland trade even better for what they were able to pull away from? You know what I mean? That they were able to swindle what they kind of sold as 2 first rounders, right? 2 first.
You didn't give them Bennett and Wiggins?
And Wiggins,
And Wiggins.
And they come back with a championship.
Yeah.
So actually, I think I could see that as being a win for them, right? Maybe we've already picked it, but that's a good. I guess you could see it as both sides. That
you definitely can.
This is a win-win for New Orleans, where Cleveland just fleeced Minnesota.
Oh my gosh, yes they
Minnesota
did.
probably thought, we're going to be set up for years.
They had an actual plan. It didn't work.
It would have worked out if Anthony Bennett was a good. I'm not in the NBA, but Anthony Bennett was not a good NBA player. That year, is there anybody good in that draft that's still left in the NBA?
There have been some bad drafts. That
has to be one of the worst drafts. It's like
that has to be one of the worst drafts in Vegas.
Yeah, Anthony Bennett.
Which year was that? That was
2012, 2013.
Let me see, George.
Or am I too?
Yeah,
early?
we can do research. Anybody gonna be mad? You gotta do research. So Anthony Bennett. There we go.
No, Anthony Davis was 2012.
What year did Anthony Bennett get drafted?
Bennett had to be 13 or 14.
Yeah, Anthony Bennett. Man, so Oladipo came out. It's 2000. It's Anthony Bennett, Oladipo, Porter, Zeller, Lynn, Nerlens Noel, McLemore, KCP, Trey Burke. McCollum's the best guy.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no, Giannis is that year.
Okay.
But Giannis was a low pick, right?
He was 15.
He was a project, right? But
Tim Hardaway came out of that.
Can you imagine if they would have drafted Giannis in that top 3 or 4? That one of those teams.
Ooh.
I'm trying to see if there's any. The second round is
awful draft. Awful draft.
No, Giannis being a 2-time MVP ain't bad. You got some good players.
Steven Adams is in there. McCollum, Schroeder's in there.
You said, and Schroeder's a good player.
Yeah,
he is a good player.
Steven Adams?
Overall, that's
Rudy Gobert went 27.
Rudy Gobert, that's not a bad draft.
It's getting better.
The top of it is terrible. The top.
The best player in the top 9, Oladipo is the best guy, but he's not.
If
But-
Oladipo is the best guy in the top 9, then
Yeah,
That's not
because he just for a top 10 pick, he hasn't been as because he's had moments.
yeah. I mean, he looked like he was
Yeah.
before injuries. There, he looked like he was going to become a all-star.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think that with
yes.
if you draft in the top 3, like Otto Porter, they missed on him.
Yep.
They thought he was going to be a Scottie Pippen type of guy.
The Wizards, right? The Wizards got him.
Yeah, and that's 3. Cody
Oh,
Zeller's,
that's the movie.
Alex Lynn. In the top 5, Oladipo is the only guy that's even.
No,
Clearly,
Lynn,
it's not top heavy.
Lynn is playing. So, but at least the other guys in the league, the number 1 pick, not in the league no more. What?
No, he's not.
Yeah, the only guy not Shabazz Muhammad. He's not in the league anymore.
Oh God, he
No,
was
he's
the
not.
number 1 pick too. Goodness gracious, he was.
Ugh.
Oh, what happened to him? I mean,
He was super hyped up.
no, you
Yes,
know
he
who
was.
he reminds me of? He's like the guy from Kentucky that went after Anthony Davis. What's the guy named? The guy from Jersey.
Casey,
Kid Gilchrist,
Kid-
right?
Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
Okay.
Yep.
What makes you draft a player 2nd overall who can't shoot?
I guess they think they can. He was supposedly such a great defender.
Yes, he was.
That-
That's what they called him.
Okay, but in the NBA, if you can't shoot, your defense means nothing.
Right.
Because if you're gonna be a defender, like he has great size,
Yeah.
but
Long.
Kid Gilchrist, golly, he has like that. Well, anyway, yeah, that's a bad pick. Anthony Davis is a great
Bad
pick, but Kid Gilchrist, terrible pick.
That
Terrible
was a
pick.
bad.
Did Bradley Beal go set 3rd?
Bradley Beal, I think, did go 3rd in that draft, or it was. Yeah, Bradley Beal. That was the same draft, correct? Are you in that draft now, Chris?
Which one?
Anthony
2014,
Davis draft.
2012.
2012.
That was
When did Bradley Beal go?
that year. Anthony Davis, Kid Gilchrist, Beal, Waiters,
Okay.
Thomas
Okay.
Robinson, Lillard,
Oh, your boy JB, Deion Waiters. That's your boy.
Ross, Drummond, Rivers.
Yeah, drafted at 4. If he didn't start a game at Syracuse, you realize that, right? That's when they had some good teams back then. They were loaded. They had
Fab
Melo,
Mello.
right?
Oh, that's your boy, JB.
You know, Fab Melo passed away a couple years ago.
Yeah, I saw that.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, in his sleep in Brazil.
Golly.
You know, Syracuse, he got suspended at the end of the year that year in a tournament, right? He got suspended like after the 3rd game, and they ended up losing to Ohio State in the Elite 8.
I'll say actually won a game in the tournament.
Yeah, they beat Syracuse. They went to the Final Four that year. They had Jared Sullinger, I believe.
So they do win tournament games.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Man, the 2nd round, actually, that was Draymond Green came out of the 2nd round, 35th.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Chris Middleton came out. Will Barton came out.
Yeah.
Those are all they're all 2nd round picks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, remember Perry Jones on Baylor?
Yes.
Man, I was high on that
Shooter.
dude.
The shooter.
He was long. I thought he would be a Durant type of guy.
Right.
Yep.
Man,
All
that's
All right, y'all. Let me
got
go
off topic
down
a
to
little bit.
the
Got off topic, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we went way off.
let me go down to the bottom of the bracket. Go to our number 2 seed, Kawhi to Toronto versus the number 7 seed, Melo to the Knicks. JB, what you got?
I love.
Better start by
Carmelo
saying
Anthony.
you're a Carmelo guy.
I love Carmelo. And I wouldn't lie to you. I am not looking at when I did my rankings, I wasn't looking at the other side of the coin. I was saying, what did these teams get and what did they do when they got these players?
Right.
Right. When Carmelo went to the Knicks,
Oh.
New York had a buzz about it. And unfortunately, around that same time, LeBron went to the Heat. Right? That same the year before, year after, I believe. And
Same year.
the Knicks had one good year when they were the 2nd seed. They lost to Indiana in the playoffs. But they didn't go after that. That's one thing they did. And they had Carmelo and Stoudemire. So even though Toronto, once again, got a 1-year kind of deal with the guy they traded, they got a championship. So I had to go with Kawhi
Okay.
to Toronto.
Okay.
Because I mean, the ultimate goal of the NBA is not to get draft picks. It's not to get money, but it's not to have a buzz. It's to win a championship, and that is what Kawhi did when he got traded.
Absolutely. Because if the goal was to get money, the Knicks would be NBA champs every year.
Well, yeah. So I went with the number 2 seed on that one.
All right, JB got the number 2 seed, taking Claw to
Toronto.
north of the border. Chris, to you.
Yeah, I'm going the same. I think I don't think they were a team that you would think could win being up north, not really attracting guys. And I think everything fell into place with the Warriors and Durant. So it is what it is on that one. I mean, I think if they brought him as a rental player and he did what he was supposed to do, he brings them a championship. The Carmelo move is such a Knicks move. I mean, he was basically a 500 player at the Knicks. I mean, it's just it's a splash.
That's a cliche. Such a Knicks move.
It is a very Knicks move, but I mean, I can't really fault Carmelo. I think it's just, I think it's got to be Toronto right there.
They put some good pieces around Carmelo. I mean, they brought in Jason Kidd. I mean, Stoudemire. I mean,
injuries caught up to Stoudemire, and then
in the playoffs, he punched the glass, hurt his hand in the playoffs. Get somebody one year.
Punched the glass.
The same way as
they lost to Miami.
Yeah.
The same way as luck bounces Toronto's way, it doesn't bounce the Knicks way.
Yeah,
so, and you need that sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. When Carmelo was with the Knicks, he was cooking.
Yeah.
I watched the game. I'll never forget, real quick, I watched the game when they played the Heat. And the Heat has set everybody. They set Bosh, they set LeBron, they set D Wade, and they put Shane Battier on Carmelo, thinking that Shane Battier is gonna stop him because Shane Battier is a good defender.
Yeah, he's
Carmelo went for 60 that night in Miami.
He can get buckets
with no threes.
That's a Michael Jordan. That's a Michael Jordan.
He had no threes and got a clean 6. I watched the game, so he had a buzz, man. I mean. People hate Melo, but he brought a championship to my favorite basketball team, Syracuse Orangemen.
So you're indebted.
And guess what? You hate him, but he's a Hall of Fame player because he's going to end up in the top 10 scoring.
Yes, he is.
Even if Durant or Harden pass him one day, which they could if they stay healthy, he is a Hall of Famer in the top 10 scoring all time.
Absolutely.
So you can say what you want to, no championships. Charles Barkley don't got no championship. Ewing don't got no championship.
No, it doesn't.
Carmelo ain't got no championship. He's Reggie Miller. I mean, he's a great player. So, it just didn't fall his way in the NBA.
Poor Pistons. Just think from that draft that the Pistons actually took Darko Milicic over Carmelo Anthony. What would we be saying about Melo if he had gone to that Pistons team? So what my opinion does not matter here, but I would have gone with Kawhi to Toronto also. I'm a fun guy. I always know to get basketball.
Fun guy, yeah.
All right, so number 2 through. Let's stay at the bottom of the bracket. Let's go with number 3 versus 6. Number 3, James Harden traded from OKC to Houston versus number 6, Chris Paul traded from the Clippers. Traded from New Orleans to the Clippers. JB,
this
what
the
you
same
doing?
trade? I mean, what's the difference between this trade? Based on what they did they end up playing together? I mean, Harden to Houston, Chris Paul to the Clippers. I mean, when Chris Paul went to the Clippers, once again, that buzz, Lob City, right, with DeAndre Jordan and Blake Griffin. I mean, and what do they do in the playoffs? They would go to the playoffs and somehow blow it.
They doo-dooed on it themselves.
Yeah, they'll lead a series and they blow it. Okay, let's go over to Houston. And guess what? That's the same thing that James Harden would do with the Rockets, even when he played with Chris Paul. So what is the difference? And just because of the historic seasons that Harden had with the Rockets, I had to go with Harden.
Okay.
Can you imagine, like I said earlier, we were talking just offline. Can you imagine if OKC would have said, you know what? We're going to go with Harden, Durant, and Westbrook. We're going to invest as much money as we can and build around them. How many championships would they have right now? How many?
That's a good question.
Think about it. In their prime, when they were just getting into their prime,
they were just kids. Yeah,
because look, you had Durant MVP, Russell Westbrook MVP, a little bit of Steph, James Harden MVP. I mean,
they were just kids.
Goodness gracious, man. So I had to go with Harden because to the Rockets, man, he blew up, right? He just started, he's like, okay, started doing these step backs and
broke out of his shell.
Yeah, he just went nuts, man. Even though he takes 5 steps going backwards, you just it's just fun. I mean, even though they kind of played the same kind of game. Both of them are really ball dominant players. Like the guy had a ball, right? I mean, I was worried when I saw Chris Paul on the Suns because he's cutting into Booker's, production. Not lately, thank goodness.
Mm-hmm.
But James Harden the same way. They're really ball dominant. But James Harden, I mean, hey, once again, both Hall of Fame players though. It was a hard choice.
Absolutely.
I got to go with James Harden though.
JB goes with James Harden trade to Houston. Chris, what you got?
You've always given me a hard time on this trade because I'm a Sam Presti guy.
Yes,
I've always tried to defend it by saying it's a luxury tax move, and you can't argue against the guy not wanting to pay that, But at the same time, I don't necessarily know if you can make that move and you just got to pay the luxury tax. I would say even Houston has said they didn't know Harden would be this level of player. At OKC, he was the second unit scorer that could control the offense, but you didn't see him as an all-time great type of player. He looked like a really all-star level caliber, but not an elite guy. So I don't necessarily know if you could see this trade, but it's hard to say when you're that young and you just get rid of a guy that has that kind of potential. And every team needs a guy who can just come off the bench and just be way better than everybody else.
Buckets.
But
absolutely.
Then again, they probably would have always struggled to pay those guys, and probably one of them would have left eventually. They end up losing
a couple of championships.
Yeah, I mean, they had the 1 year they should have won the 1 year
against Miami, right?
Yeah. And they had a shot, but and on the other side, I would say the Clippers were the laughing stock for years. And Chris Paul comes there. They're now at that point, Lob City, they're the main team in town for those couple of years.
Absolutely.
And they have made the Clippers a destination, which we still see today.
Yeah.
So he has changed that franchise. But at the same time, I still think the Rockets trade, because of what could have been had it not have happened.
Absolutely.
I think that ends up being why you kind of lean that way, just because you blow up what could have been the best team for 5 years in a row.
Okay. Chris is taking the James Harden.
We're not giving you a vote, Joey, again.
And I had nothing.
Yep.
I would have gone with the James Harden trade.
Right.
Myself, but it means nothing. Let's go back to the top of the bracket. We're now at 4 versus 5 in our Elite 8. The number 4 seed, the Boston Celtics, get 4 first-round picks from the Brooklyn Nets for KG and Paul Pierce, versus the number 5 seed, that is Luka Doncic to Dallas for Trae Young and an additional first-round pick.
So, okay, so Am I reading this right? So Atlanta gave Dallas another first round pick for that?
Yes, they did.
Oh.
No. I think it's the other way, right?
Okay.
It's Dallas.
Wait a minute. No,
Atlanta.
yes. Dallas gave it to the Hawks.
Yeah, so they got Trae Young and a first.
It still wouldn't matter. I'm going Luka.
Gotcha.
Luka is another one. If he can stay healthy, he is. I mean, he's gonna. I mean, is it easy to say he may be an all-time great once he's done?
Wow.
Right.
I think he is on that route.
I think not only because he is a triple-double machine, but he is he's one of the few people in the league that I say, if the game's on the line, give Luka the ball. Because he will hit the game winners. He is a big shot maker. So I'm gonna go with Luka, even though the Celtics got all those first round picks for KG and Paul Pierce, who retired many years ago, and they have nothing to show for it. I mean, Tatum and Brown, they're good players, all-star level players, awesome players. But
man, you hate on Jason Tatum, JB. You hate on my boy Jason Tatum.
No, I don't hate Jason. He's a great player, but sometimes you ever watch guys play and you see that they're pressing. And sometimes, because I remember the year they were talking about him working out with Kobe. And
he's got that mama mentality in him, JB.
And since that, he just, yes, you can, I respect the mentality. He's a great player, but I've seen games when, it's not there. You know what I'm saying? You can't be something you're not. You know what I'm saying?
He's jacking him up there too, just like his mentor. It's like his mentor.
You know what's crazy? If he would have made that shot or that dunk on Bam, he'd be a legend. But Bam shut him down at the rim.
Yes, he did.
He would have been a legend. He would have been a legend. But
you were right.
Bam became a legend because
that was a big moment. That was a big moment in NBA history, maybe.
In the NBA going forward, because
absolutely.
Because I saw it come and said, "Oh, he's going for the winner." Bam
came
out
the yam on him.
I was like, "What?" I can't believe it. That was one of the best plays I've seen. It's up there with Reggie Miller, Tayshaun.
Oh my gosh, yes.
It's up there.
Most underrated plays in NBA history.
It's the LeBron.
The chase down.
Mm-hmm.
The chase down block.
But that one, he was coming right at him. It was mano y mano.
Oh my goodness.
He saw him in the rim.
Oh, he cranked that thing back there too. He was about to yam on him.
Nope.
Yes.
And that was game. That was a game.
It was.
Yeah.
And it was a game and the series.
You sort of feel like that was a huge knockout blow to Boston. That was game one. That was game one.
No. That was I think that was a series ender. I look back.
Yeah.
I think that was the series ender. Like,
look that up.
If they knocked him out with that game.
Hold on. We're researching.
All right. I could be wrong.
Yeah, game one.
Game one? Okay. That's still big. It's still big.
You feel like the play was so large. The momentum sort of like swung completely to Miami with that block. That was a huge block.
Hey, by the way, USC is thumping Oregon right now.
Oh, I saw that coming.
Okay. JB's taking the 5 seed. He's taking Luka over the Celtics trade. Chris, what you got?
So it's basically because what comes out of this is they get Tatum and Brown with those picks, I think is what ends up.
That is correct.
So it's basically, do you want 2 top 25 guys or 1 top 7 guy is the question.
In the NBA, you take 7.
And true, in the NBA, you've shown you have to have superstars to win. With that, I'm going Boston because I want to give one to Joey. I want Joey to have to make this decision.
Okay, Chris is taking the number 4 seed. Okay. Boston first round picks for KG and Paul Pierce versus Luka for Trae Young. I am going to go with Boston trading KG for the picks. And the reason why I'm going to go with that is because, yes, I do think Luka is a top 10 player. I think Jason Tatum is quite possibly a top 15 player with top 10 talent. I think Boston is definitely mixed up right now. They don't know exactly what they're going to do. I definitely don't like the fact that their head coach has been rumored to go to, was rumored to go to Indiana. I just think that just leaves a bad taste in the mouth of your organization. Okay. But Tatum,
let me just cut you off for a second.
JB, hold on real quick.
No.
Hold on real quick.
Yeah, I'm looking at Boston's draft picks.
Okay.
So they took Jaylen Brown in 16. They took Tatum in 17.
Okay.
Since then, their first round picks haven't done crap. They got Robert Williams, Grant Williams. They drafted.
They're in position.
Melo Langford.
Yes. They're in position.
They drafted Desmond Bain, traded him. This year they drafted Aaron Nesmith and Peyton Pritchard. Really?
Pritchard's balling.
Pritchard can ball.
Pritchard's balling.
He can ball, yeah, but
3-and-D player.
How? Okay, I don't get it. I just don't. I can understand some of this stuff, but this one, I don't see it.
Maybe Boston, maybe they peaked too early. They're trying to figure things out, and Luka has peaked slightly too. I sort of think they're in the same place, but Boston has seen more success compared to what Dallas has.
Yeah,
Boston
but that success was because of the other players around those guys, not because of those guys. Those guys Tatum and Brown did not start putting in real work until last year.
When they got to the Eastern Conference Finals against Cleveland, Tatum was balling.
Yeah,
Tatum was the best player on Boston's squad when they got the Eastern Conference Finals against.
He got hot. Yes,
he got hot.
Okay, but was he the reason why they made it there?
Okay, but he's part of the actual process. He is.
Who was? Did they have somebody a little small guy back then?
Isaiah Thomas had nothing to do with that.
You sure?
He was already gone.
He's already gone.
They had success with him, yes, but after they
have around those guys at that time. They had Kyrie one year. That's the year they had Kyrie. Kyrie got hurt.
Kyrie came and messed everything up.
Yeah, they had Marcus Smart.
Marcus Smart would have been on there.
Yeah.
Aaron Baines maybe was on there. Was Aaron Baines on there?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just, and I think.
But you're basing it on Luka's success at right now. Tatum and Brown have more success than Luka. You're basically saying, I think Luka 5 years from now will end up he'll lead them to more than the other two, is really what you're betting on. Because he shows,
the West is hard. It's hard to win the NBA.
Yeah.
It's
hard. I think that Luka, if you have one great player, people are going to want to come and play with him. Yeah. And he's that, I think, and he's a guy that even though he is ball dominant, he can kind of do a little bit of everything and pick
off the ball if he needs to.
Yeah. So
Porzingis,
they're trying to trade.
This one will be interesting because this one we'll know, this is actually playing out in the next couple of years.
That I think that's the hardest one right there. That's the hardest matchup there. It's going to be very interesting to see what ends up coming.
Let me tell you, I like Tatum's game. I like Jaylen Brown's game better. Because I think Jaylen Brown is more of a team player. Just me.
Okay.
Watching them play.
Okay.
Jaylen Brown takes a back seat, even though I think he doesn't have to take a back seat. I see him sometimes take that back seat.
Okay.
But with those guys, would they be perennial all-stars? And if when will they? Didn't one of them resign already? Didn't Tatum resign with Boston?
I believe he did.
All right, I think Brown re-signed with them too already.
I think he did too. Yes.
So I mean, those guys are locked in.
Ain't
right?
going anywhere.
What you gonna do around them, right? What you gonna
Right.
do? You gotta, I mean, the new NBA, those guys, like I said before, are the perfect players for the new NBA. You got no excuses. But now you're in the East, and the East has the Nets.
Goes through one
It's
team.
becoming harder for
And
sure.
then you got Philly, right, with the good
Miami,
coaching, and
the
Embiid.
Heat. The Heat are good.
You got the Heat, right, who already shown that they can beat you with the players you have.
Tatum,
Right?
Tatum don't want to see Bam again.
They beat them, right, with Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero.
Yeah.
All right, Tyler Hero was going crazy in it. You said Tatum was going crazy in the playoffs. Tyler Hero was going crazy last
He
year.
was. Yeah, he was.
Right? And based on the playoffs last year, he should be an all-star this year, but he's not. He's not even close to being an all-star. Okay? So, just because you go off in the playoffs don't mean crap. Just
That
like
is
you're doing. All right? You get a big picture. Having one good playoff series does not make your NBA career. Unless you win a championship with it.
All right, we got the top 4 seeds going through. Let's stay at the top of the bracket. We got Anthony Davis to LA, number 1 seed versus the number 4 seed.
I'm gonna make it easy for you, not say much. I didn't think the 4 should beat the 5. I didn't think the 1 should beat the 8. Right? But I'm gonna go with Anthony Davis based on what you guys said already. Okay. I have no other arguments, right?
Okay.
But guess what? It's the same. The only difference between the Anthony Davis and the Luka argument is Anthony Davis just won a championship.
Yes, he did.
Anthony Davis didn't win a championship last year, when he would have won. You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing. Anthony Davis is a superstar.
Okay.
Yeah, but that is a huge difference, though. You got to go Davis because where you're saying Luka, you're betting on his potential. Anthony Davis, we already know is
He's shown it, right? He's one of the best players in the league.
Yeah, easy. And Luka, I think, has that potential, but he's basically a top 10 player right now, probably.
I would say if you go with all around, he's top 10. But if you just go with offensive, he's top 5.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
but all around, I mean, his offense is so good. Defense is getting better. But I mean, is his defense better than James Harden? Maybe, probably. But Harden was a good player in the post. The way they played, he played his role. So,
I think Harden, if he's invested, I think he can defend multiple positions because he's big. He's a strong guy. Yeah. I think if he's invested, he can be an above average defender. And, I just think it just depends on matchups. So I would say, I don't necessarily know if Luka will ever be an above average defender.
Yeah. So we're talking Houston James Harden versus Brooklyn James Harden, not Houston James Harden when he's 25 pounds overweight.
I'm talking about Houston James Harden before this season, right?
We're talking 2020, 2021 Houston James Harden.
Oh God! He won't play no defense. He wouldn't even play offense. He was like,
right.
No, he wasn't. He didn't
even throwing the passes out of bounds.
Yeah, he didn't care.
Like, you don't want this here, right? Look at this pass.
Right? He was trying.
Look at this pass. You don't want this here.
Trying to get out of there.
Well, I'm also going AD here.
Okay. I would have gone AD, which means nothing. So let's go to the bottom of the bracket.
Finals.
2 versus 3.
What the heck? My son would love this. He loves the Lakers.
2 versus 3. We got Kawhi to Toronto, number 2, versus James Harden to Houston, number 3.
Let you go first, Chris, because you guys know what I'm gonna say. I base all my stuff on rings.
I'm with you. I gotta go. I mean, Harden couldn't close, so I still say I gotta go Kawhi here.
Kawhi. I'm a fun guy.
Yeah, I'm going with Kawhi Leonard as well. Yeah.
Okay, let's go straight. Let's go straight to championship.
So now it's championship versus championship.
Yeah, if he's doing king of LA, this is a king of LA championship, Joe.
Yeah, that's right.
He said that Kawhi Leonard is the king of LA. So we're gonna let you go first.
the
We gonna let you
so-called
go
king.
first, Joey.
Joey's up.
You already said that Kawhi Leonard was a king of LA, so let's see where you're going with
Wait,
this.
wait, wait. No, I was making fun of them saying that he was the.
I thought you were being no. You didn't say that. You was serious.
Oh yes, I did. Trust me. Trust me. They made a huge mistake marketing him to be the king of LA who can't get out of the second round of the freaking playoffs. That was the biggest. Someone like Kawhi who doesn't really say much made a huge mistake. He was still going off of the championship fumes coming from Toronto to the Clippers. Oh, I'm gonna take this too. I'm gonna show Brown who the king of LA is. He got a little bit big headed there.
Up 3-1.
They were up 3-1. And it was not a close 3-1 either. They were up.
You know what they messed up? They messed up by teasing Damian Lillard. Right? They didn't show any class. They did that.
None. That upset me.
Karma got them.
Yes, that's Patrick Beverly there. He's
Karma got them.
That was it was all of them, Chris. Yeah. It was Patrick Beverly. It was Paul George, and freaking Morris. They were all laughing.
Montrezl Harrell was in there.
Yeah.
Who are you laughing at?
Yeah.
Patrick Beverly and Paul George forgot what Dame did to them a couple years back. Like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Are these are champions that are over here? They haven't even won anything yet.
Yeah.
Oh, the audacity. Oh my gosh. Karma definitely caught up.
You up 3-1 and you the favorite to go to the finals. I was mad. I really wanted to see in LA.
Absolutely.
I wanted to see it real bad.
They ruined
bad, but you gotta step up, man. You have 3-1, you got no excuse.
Yeah.
Completely
ruined. And hold on. And not only up 3-1, every single game they were up double digits and lost.
Absolutely.
Every single game after that, they were winning double digits.
And that's more on Paul George, though, right?
I don't know. It's on all of them. It's a team sport. But Doc Rivers got fired. He got fired and replaced by the same guy sitting beside him. But I don't understand that, right? But
based on the returns here, this is interesting because they both ended up winning championships in this situation. But
Kawhi has 2.
Say it again.
Kawhi has 2 championships.
He has 2, and he got one on his own without multiple Hall of Fame players with him, even though it took a Hall of Fame player going down in order for him to get it. But you got to play with the cards that you are dealt with. But in this situation, I will go with the number 1 seed, AD, to the Lakers as the best trade in the last 10 years.
What?
All right. I'll go. I'm gonna go Kawhi. I think it's harder. To win in the year he won. Last year was a bubble COVID year. The teams didn't have to travel, which makes a huge change. Mm-hmm. LeBron is a type who he's better off resting. The Miami Heat, compare them to the Warriors team, it's not even close. Even though the Warriors are depleted, they still are a much better team than that the Miami Heat team that the Lakers. You go to Toronto. You go to Toronto, which is an extremely tough place to win at because nobody's there. You're looking at what is they got Lowry. He doesn't have a true superstar next to him, and he wins there when no one thought he could have won against the great dynasty of the Warriors that pretty much just broke that dynasty up. Mm-hmm. So to me, Davis, the only thing that would sway me is if he wins multiple ones, then I'll flip. But until then, I got to go with Kawhi.
Yeah, if he wins multiple ones without LeBron James,
right?
Let's go. Let's start there.
Okay.
So yeah, well,
bust it up, JB.
It's an easy pick, I already thought that Anthony Davis should have lost in round 1. So, right. So let's be real here. I am going to go with Kawhi.
Okay.
Right.
Take it, Joey.
Chris finally stopped voting with you, Joey. Right. He finally made a good choice.
Right? Yeah.
But
I came up big.
I'm gonna go with Kawhi for kind of the same reasons that Chris said. You don't control who you play, right?
You don't.
But I mean, the Lakers last year, the Heat were depleted. I mean, the two guys who were playing the best for them, besides Hero in the playoffs, got hurt.
Right.
Yes, they did.
Dragic and Bam were playing their best basketball last year in the playoffs. When they got hurt, they were done. They had a chance with Bam and Dragic. They had no chance without those two. Even though they won one or two games, they won one or two.
I completely agree.
Dude, did they win 2?
Say it again.
They win one game or 2 games.
They won 1.
Oh, okay. By the way, the game, their first game, they played. I won $2,000 off that game.
Oh, holy moly!
Yeah, nice.
Lakers, that was the one Lakers beat them by like 25 or something.
Yes, that was
I
it.
still won some money.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway,
all right. So the number 2 seed, the Kawhi to Toronto coming from the Spurs, is our champion for our.
Who won last week? It
wasn't the 1 seed last week because remember Georgetown. Georgetown beat UCLA in the final.
Georgetown was what seed were they last year?
They were the 3 seed.
They were the 3 seed, yes.
Yeah, so right now we don't want to be a 1 seed.
1 seed.
You want to be in that 1 spot, huh?
You don't want that 1 spot.
Yeah.
It'll be like fantasy. It's like fantasy basketball. You don't want that 1 spot.
No, you do not.
Or fantasy football for me. I was the one.
That's right.
I was the one in fantasy football too. It's the L.
Yeah, you don't want that 1 spot.
Being the one, man, you got a target on your back, man.
Yes.
Speaking of targets on your back,
that's right.
Gonzaga and USC, man, that's gonna be a game, man. That's gonna be a game. You're looking at Gonzaga with those guys, NBA players, and this kid, the possible second pick. That's gonna be a game. That find that Elite 8 game.
Absolutely.
Probably the nightcap too. It's gonna be a game, man. All right. I got a text from Joey. Said it's time for the outro. Joey.
Yeah, so we'll hit him up when next week get another bracket going.
Yep.
And we'll have our picks. See if we get the final 4 picks.
Yep.
Close.
You will see my final 4 picks.
We're gonna see
my parlays will be on point.
We'll get a chance to talk about another fantasy basketball matchup.
That's right.
AB, the number 1 seed in the league against Chris here. I think Chris is he's in the playoff range right now.
I'm at 4 right now.
Or okay, because at one point you was kind of scraping the barrel.
Yeah, I've been clawing. I've been clawing, hanging around that. I've been in that 7 to 4 range all year, I think.
Oh yeah.
I'm just out there just chilling.
Yeah, you must got hot. Woo, boy.
This is a must win, Chris. For CJ Squared, this is a must.
This is a must win.
You realize who we are going to be up against if you lose this. And we got to do what we got to do next. This is a must win.
We got the playoffs, man. We still have how many weeks left? Let me see. We still have
still got 5 weeks left.
It's like, oh, is it?
Roughly that.
Yeah, it's
hold on. So we got regular season. We have let's see. We in 13.
6 weeks left. 6 weeks left.
Yeah.
6 weeks left until the playoffs.
6 weeks left in the entire so season. As far as playoffs go, we still got
3 weeks left. 3 weeks.
3 weeks left, and then you got quarterfinals.
I don't get no bye.
Do they have it? Is it 8 teams? I don't know. I don't remember how I have it.
Yep, it's 8 teams.
What?
8 teams.
I don't get no first round bye, man.
Wait, no. Yes, you do.
We're getting that bye week.
6 teams.
I'm gonna sit back and watch people beat up on each other.
Rest your players, JB.
Yeah, rest Durant for 1 more week. Rest Durant for 1 more week.
Yes, sir.
It's gonna
be that time of the year when the Nets are trying to catch the Sixers and get to the that number 1 seed. Woo, boy.
They're gonna need all hands on deck for
all
that.
Hands on deck, baby. All hands on deck. And a lot of playoff teams too. I got Charlotte playoffs, Phoenix Suns in a good spot. I got the Hawks in a good spot.
Yes, you do.
Got a bunch of rookies who just trying to get some time, get their shots up. So we're gonna see. You know, I got that big boy too, boy. He hungry. That Zion Williamson boy. He want to be first team All NBA.
Oh man, he's trying.
He's trying.
Trying.
I think he'll probably get second team. He won't get first team this year. But you know, we're gonna talk about the NBA picks and the tourney. We're gonna find out, did I come through in the tourney Yahoo bracket? Did my teams come through? Will Joey get hired in 42nd place? I don't know. I mean, Joey, how do you? I mean, all right. I know this is the outro. We're about to end. We've been talking for a while, but Joey, come on, dude. 42nd place.
College basketball was
remember COVID year, right, Joey?
men's college basketball was not high on my list of things to do during COVID this year. I will be back next year, JB. I will be in the top 5 of your bracket challenge.
You and Duke.
Write it down. Put that into the notes, JB.
I'll tell you this too, Joe. I'm gonna write it down. Hey, another one. I got
Put
one.
that next to my Daniel Jones.
Yep, I got it written down.
Write it down. Top 5.
Top 5 finish next year.
Top 5 finish next year.
NCAA finish. I have my folder here. It says, hold on, you can't see it. It says CJ squared. I have all my receipts in here. I have Daniel Jones.
There you go.
I got Daniel Jones. Hold on, it's blurry, I guess. Daniel Jones, 4,200 yards passing.
Oh, that's
5 touchdowns.
Mark it.
That's so specific.
Joey will finish in the top 5 of the tourney.
Mark it.
Okay.
That's so specific.
Top 5.
Mark it.
It goes in there. I got.
Thank you, baby.
We gonna see.
Thank you.
If you don't, you get called out.
And we got NFL draft right around the corner, so we're definitely gonna be
draft.
Oh, there's some big moves being made. Big moves.
So yeah, that's so we'll start getting into that. That'll be coming up once the college basketball, then it'll be done dying down now. We'll focus our attention on and you got baseball coming up, which JB's got to study up on.
Yeah. Oh, baseball. My goodness. I know baseball. This. Hey, baseball. I love my Braves.
All right. And you got Matt.
I'm gonna study up. I'm gonna study.
That's what Joey said. He knows you're gonna put in the work. And then we got Masters coming up. That's huge. So yeah.
Gotta study up some more.
I'll be right with you, JB.
I think.
So April's a good month.
Yes, it's a great month.
April's a really good month.
Absolutely.
So it's a good for us starting out, getting into a busy, because it's slower up in the summer months. So
absolutely.
Masters. Woo.
Tune in, everybody. We got some big stuff coming.
Season starts this
week.
Yes,
so
it does.
yes.
Yes, it does.
So yeah, we'll get on a couple of those. So yeah. So we'll get a good week coming up.
Hey, I know one time Joey was doing a fantasy baseball. If y'all want to do that, you gotta let me know, because if I'm doing that, I'll be more invested. I'll tell you that for now.
Yeah, you definitely got to get
doing fantasy baseball. I may not know who I'm picking, but I'll learn.
I know that. Trust me.
Yeah, I'll learn. I mean,
you'll put in the work. I know that.
Yeah, you got to put in the work.
Absolutely.
All right, guys.
All right. So, hey, as always, it's awesome to talk to y'all tonight.
Yes.
We're gonna see you guys next week.
Yeah.
If you follow our channel, sooner or later you'll follow our channel. Leave some good comments. Give some great feedback. We always trying to get better. We always
get there, y'all.
All start up, and we just trying to build our way up.
We're gonna get there.
Yeah. All righty. So.
All right.